Billy, thanks for taking a little time to speak for the National Rifle Association. I've only got pieces of what's going on out there. Um, YouTube evidently has banned your website, and I'm unclear as to why. Uh, please explain.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Frank. So first and foremost, we're a civil rights organization. I'm an NRA state affiliate, the Iowa Firearms Coalition, which I'm the president of. And this last year, to win the state affiliate award again, we started being more out with social media to show people what we're doing and keep them included. So we started President's Video. So every week I would do a President's Message, a video on a Sunday, and that'd be followed up with an email with that video attached to it that following Monday. And then we have a Warrior Wednesday that one of our board members, Michael Ware, facilitates, where we bring on guests just to talk about Second Amendment related items. So recently, I posted a video on YouTube, and then I got a notice stating that at 1 minute and 4 seconds, somewhere in there, I violated the terms and uses of YouTube's policy, and my video was removed, and I was given a strike. Right after that, we received another notice that we had violated terms as well for a video, and I got confused and went back and looked at it, and it was one from years ago. So I went back with the video I have. We do it on StreamYard, and then I send it to YouTube, and then from there I have a link through all of our other stuff. So I went back to 1 minute and those seconds, and at that specific time, I had mentioned the NRA and Doug Hamlin. I was talking about the NRA and what we do together, so I was confused on how that violated the terms. And now we're just a civil rights group, right? So all I do is I talk about what's going on in Iowa, Second Amendment related legislation, what we do with the NRA, and in our community. So we're not selling anything or anything else. It's just for education.
YouTube bans direct gun sales and gun advertising, right?
Yep.
That's one of their six. So well, let's step back 1 second. The notices you got, I'm guessing they're emails, and were they from a person, or is this from just a computer generated email? Right. So it's AI. It's
Yep.
flagging somehow.
And the frustrating thing was the first time that I got the notice, you can appeal it. So I looked at the video first to make sure I was very careful. We are, the Iowa Firearms Coalition, to make sure we do abide by the policies because we care. And it's a platform we like to use. And we have years of stuff on there. So I went back and verified. I didn't see what I did wrong. It didn't make sense. So I clicked the appeal button. As soon as I clicked the appeal button and closed, I got another email within 30 seconds. We've reviewed your appeal, denied. So
Wow.
we assume that's AI. That's not a person looking to verify that the system's correct or that I actually intended or violated the policy.
Well, you're hardly the first gun-related business to be thrown off YouTube or just demonetized by them. And I wouldn't imagine you're putting these videos up to get paid based on the number of views for them. You're just communicating with your people in Iowa.
Correct. That's correct. We don't get paid for any of it. It's just education to let them know what's going on in the community and what we're doing to support their Second Amendment right.
Has this ever happened before? Or is this the first time you've run into this?
That's the first time, and I was clueless. And at first, I was apologetic. Michael and I both like, what did we do? This is a brand that we care about. We can't do this. So we went back and read their guidelines. Michael actually went and we did the training and didn't understand how we violated it. Well, then through other channels and with the NRA, we have started to learn that that second video, somehow they increased their algorithms or something. I haven't confirmed that. And they're actually, when I post a video, they're following the link back to your website and thoroughly going through your website. And if they feel that anything in there was violated, then they're giving you a strike, which is inherently legal from their terms.
It's against their own terms. So they're doing some kind of word search, some kind of search through video content, transcripts and articles and whatever's there, and trying to see if they're against their guidelines for gun sales or, okay. And then throwing you off. Wow. Now this is a private company, of course, so it's not a First Amendment infringement. First Amendment, of course, just restricts government, but they have their own terms of service. It's a public square is basically, and they have special regulations through Congress to do what they do, some protections. So this has gotten political because of those things. So I'm wondering, are you talking to your state? What else are you doing in order to find a solution?
we have reached out, and then I had just recently talked with some of our board members after talking with a friend that was at the Capitol at 2A Day. And we discussed, first, it was like an antitrust type bill to create, and then talking with Richard Rogers, our volunteer lobbyist, that wasn't the way to go. But we're looking at a viewpoint discrimination type bill, to where if you're in the state of Iowa and you receive state allocated funds, then you can't discriminate someone's viewpoint to help protect us. And the reason I was looking at that was because here in Iowa, we build Google data centers, Facebook metadata centers. So all those collaborations that belong to YouTube, thinking maybe that would influence them to just treat us all equally. That hasn't started, but it did get to our Attorney General, Brenna Berg, with some other complaints from other ones on YouTube censoring specific organizations and stuff. So just recently, this last week, she was out in the news trying to stop this and to gain some traction, but we really don't know where it's at yet.
Yeah, the 2A community, it gets difficult when they start to shut us down just on basic platforms, which should be open to everyone as long as you're not breaking laws. And of course, we have Second Amendment in your U.S. Bill of Rights. It's actually a constitutional right to talk about the products we talk about. But that's already banned for them, but it's a private company. I guess they can do that. But censoring you based on speech, or because you have something on some affiliated website or some website that's linked to, which is of course unclear at this point, but
and for full transparency, all we could look at was we had a tab called Gear Grab. And every quarterly, someone would donate something, and we would Gear Grab is a giveaway to give to someone. So we thought that maybe that was seen as we're selling a firearm or something, which it wasn't. But we removed that as well, just to try to be all transparent and clean once we had our 2 strikes, still trying to get those removed. We thought we were going to get some traction to get those 2 strikes removed. And then a month ago, roughly, another president's message video, and this time I did not state anything. I have no idea why. I was talking about our legislation at the Capitol, and it just said, you've been permanently deleted. So that one, it was an odd one that we did appeal it, went back and looked at the video and said, we've been walking the line very carefully to make sure we didn't do this, because we knew what that meant if we lost our, permanently lost our channel. So then we appealed it again. That appeal is still ongoing, and it has been. Now, Michael Ware was on some social media platform, I forget which one it was, talking about this. We put a blog up about it, and someone from YouTube commented that it was still under appeal. He replied back, and we still haven't got any traction from that either. So that's what's frustrating. It'd be nice that even if they're going to have their policies, 1, follow them, and 2, if they think someone's violated, assign someone, a human, that can converse and talk with them through to verify if they in fact did, and if they did, why? Because we still don't really truly know the 3 strikes we got, what it was. The reason we got in the emails stated, like I said, I was talking about the NRA and legislative agendas when those happened, and one of them was for a few years ago on a Warrior Wednesday. So we still don't know, other than back channels trying to figure it out. We're told that, they have some algorithm that they're really going through their websites, and you must have had something. But that was hearsay. YouTube didn't, in fact, tell us that.
It shouldn't be this opaque. The business should tell you what it is, and if you comply to their guidelines, you would think you could sue based on its contract at that point. You've invested in their company with all you've done. Are you looking at other platforms? Are you looking to find other ways to get you to speak with your members?
We are. We're looking at Rumble. We still post from StreamYard to Facebook, to X, and whatnot. But what really struggled was we're in the middle of a legislative session, right? We started, and we gained traction with our Warrior Wednesday. We're getting ready for a governor's race. So we had a 2A litmus test. We started on a Warrior Wednesday, a special one just for governor-elects. And we had them all come on and tell us their stance on the Second Amendment right. So everyone could hear and listen to them, and then they could base what they heard there on when they vote. So that gained traction to where we had legislative representatives reaching out to us. Hey, I'd like to be on your Warrior Wednesday and talk about the Second Amendment and let you know my stance on it. So it gained a lot of traction, and I was getting a lot of feedback from Iowans, IFC members, 2A champions, because of that, because we were providing them a platform to learn where their legislative representatives or elects were at. And we got terminated in the last one right in the middle of it. So then we had legislative representatives. Hey, the link that I sent to my voters is not working. What's going on? And now we're kind of reeling, we have gone to Rumble and some other ones, but it's still, we're behind trying to catch that traction and get caught back up. Michael Ware did start a podcast. So all of our old Warrior Wednesdays, we might all have them on a podcast now that you can get on Apple or wherever. And then we're going to start doing that with the president's messages and other stuff as well.
Well, I mean, how do you react to this as a business and to communicate? And it sounds to me like because you were getting views, you got noticed. I mean, I'm speculating, of course, but that's what it feels like.
Yeah, we were gaining traction, and it felt good that the community was hearing us and that they appreciated the time we're putting into it. And then I guess YouTube saw it as well. We still don't know. I mean, like I said before, if we were wrong, we'll own up to it, but at least have someone sit down and talk to us about it. And if they've done it the first time, I guarantee you would have made sure we wouldn't have done it again. But we still, in fact, don't know. I could send you the emails after this with the video applied to it. And the first one, well, I mentioned working in the NRA and Doug Hamlin and what they're doing, and I'm cut off. So it was kind of alarming.
Wow. Any processing you see going forward where you might actually be able to speak with a person at YouTube to get some answers? Or
we're working with the NRA. Reach out to yourself, Frank, to help us just to get some traction out there to try to get someone into YouTube to hear us, to come to the table and talk about this and explain it versus an algorithm or AI, it appears what we're dealing with now. So we're working on it, but so far it's a slow process to get them to listen to us. We're a Second Amendment civil rights advocacy group. Iowans know us well, but I think in the grand scheme of things, YouTube killed us, and we're not important for that matter. It doesn't sound like. So unfortunate.
Well, you're important in the fight for freedom, as far as I can tell. Keep us abreast of what's going on, and let's keep talking about it. And we'll keep letting people nationally know what's going on, because this isn't the only instance of this sort of thing.
Yeah, and it needs to be addressed so it stops, right? Whether YouTube's doing it, I would hope that YouTube is not intentionally doing this, that it's some AI algorithm that they just got to correct and fix. If it is, it's sad as well. But either way, I hope that we can get this fixed, at least for other ones as well.
Before I let you go, where can you point people to so they can go find out more about what you're up to and all that?
IowaFC.org. Thanks for asking that, Frank, because we are an all volunteer organization. So you can go into IowaFC.org and become a member. We have a trusted partners page that provides value to the membership. You get specific discounts from businesses in the area that support 2A. If you don't want to be a member, but you want to be engaged and hear what's going on, then you can sign up for our bulletin that you'll get my email, the video, and action alerts when things are going into legislation that we'd like you to hear and collaborate with.
Thank you, Billy.
Thanks, Frank. I appreciate you having me on.